Kevin Bahati Gospel Artist, Biography, Songs and Downloads. Bahati Gospel Artist Biography. Bahati, whose full name is Kevin Buvey. Kevin Bahati made headlines being the new kid in the entertainment industry. He came as a rising start with his hit single Siku ya Kwanza in late 2012. Now a gospel whiz kid, Kevin Bahati has a life story that is often associated with people in the movies. As a man with talent, his humble nature and obvious talent put him in the big league. Having had a difficult childhood growing up, Bahati has managed to outshine many musicians in the entertainment gospel industry to emerge as an outstanding musician that saw him win the Groove Awards 2014 award for Best Male Gospel Musician. Now a hot topic in the radio waves, we take a look at the life history of Kevin Bahati and how exactly he came to be a star. Kevin Bahati, Kenyan gospel artist. Personal life. Just by looking at him, one would not imagine that Kevin Bahati has had such a difficult life. His parents died at a tender age, leading to Bahati being left with no one to look after him. Being a bright child from a tender age, Bahati decided to go to the ABC orphanage in Mathare slums in order for him to have shelter and education. Now having a semblance of a normal life, Bahati went ahead to have education until his high school years, first at Nakiel School in Kajiado and then at St. Teresa's Boys in Eastleigh, where he attained a C+ in KCSE at 2011. It is in 2012 that Bahati decided to make something of himself and thus delved into the music industry. Bahati Gospel Artist, Musical Journey. Bahati musical journey started during his high school years. His talent was discovered when he made a solo performance in 2010 playing the guitar at the music festival national level held in Nakuru. The next year Bahati went ahead and represented his school, St. Teresa Boys High School in Eastleigh, where he sang and played the guitar at the National Music Festival in 2011 that amazed the crowd. Having his confidence in music grow, Bahati decided to pursue music as a full-time career for his passion and as a means of him getting out of a hard life. Straight from high school, Bahati coupled up with J. Blessing and L.B. Films, who did his first song Siku ya Kwanza. This song went ahead to be a great hit song that propelled him to immediate celebrityhood in the gospel industry, with people increasingly requesting his song. Kevin Bahati Songs and Awards. Bahati had the privilege of being awarded Groove Award winner for Best Male Gospel Singer 2014. He also received various nominations for Best Video of the Year and Best Collaboration. On top of this, Bahati has been named the Best Gospel Artist in Africa in the Ephraim Awards 2014 hosted at the Iceman Center in Texas, USA, an award that is usually reserved for musicians who have matured in the entertainment industry. Now a musical sensation, Bahati has made his dream a name of going to producing great quality of music to his audience. This he plans by attaining skills in radio and music in college. As a relatively new musician, Kevin Bahati is taking the world by storm while maintaining a non-controversial lifestyle. As his new hit single Barza Bahati is getting radio playtime, Bahati is proving that he is a great model for youth. Bahati Gospel Artist opens up about his family. Pulse. As you have heard in my song, Mama, I was 9 years when my mother passed on, but now I have come to find out that I was actually 7 then. Bahati, the singing orphan and now the most promising gospel singer, recalls. By the way, don't shed tears if you get moved by the tribulations in my life, as I am full grown now. In quick succession, he jokes, his uplifted ambition betraying the pitfalls that have stalked his entire humble upbringing. 7. I pose with a puzzled gesture. We are here to connect the missing links. A prolonged awkward silence throws us to an uncalled for interlude. It is only days after the talented contemporary gospel star docked at the Pulse desk, revealing his desire to reconnect with his family that sort of neglected him after his mother died while he was a toddler. His father, whom he cut links with shortly after his mother's demise, is also diseased. Even then, he was a stranger, after he remarried and relocated homes. with the poor Bahati finding himself alone in Kariobangi, a Nairobi slum, the only home he now knows. I had been living in ABC Kenya Children's Home in Kariobangi, until I learned of the passing of my father. I was in class 8. Somehow, I managed to attend the burial, and it was after this when my stepbrother took me. He is the only family I have ever known of, says Bahati, of his guardian, Kioko Bahati. With Pulse and his stepbrother as his backup, 2 weeks ago, the young Bahati finally gathered courage and took a journey to his late mother's native Makueni County to trace his background. The grueling 2-day search was an experience, one that saw them face resistance and even life-threatening handles. Into a remote village they finally docked, and there was Bahati's 105-year-old grandfather. The old man was utterly shocked. It was an emotional and fulfilling reunion. He informed me that my grandmother passed 10 years ago, Bahati says, livening up in jubilation before dazing into another emotional interlude. His mind goes down memory lane, and as he reminisces, his hidden emotions so buried in his brave face tells of a memorable pilgrim. I have lived for 13 years without seeing my family, and I needed to see them. Amazing, my grandfather recognized me even with my short locks. The meeting was a humbling experience. The place is very dry, and the realization of where I actually belong inspired me to work harder. It sparked one of my biggest dreams of being a factor of change in my society, he recollects. He spent the weekend at the village, and as he familiarized himself with his maternal family, no one was giving a word about his paternal end. And sitting for this interview, every query we try to raise about the missing links is met with resistance. I only talk about this when I am giving motivational talks to schools. I know that I can only count myself successful once I embrace forgiveness. This is what has opened many doors in my life, he says. He adds, I encourage everyone to trace their roots and remember their humble beginnings. I believe the city can change us, but we have to remind ourselves of where we come from. It gives one such a sense of humility to see God's favor upon your life. I don't regret anything, as there is power in humble beginning. My dream is to be the voice of an African child. There are many people I am yet to inspire with God's word, he concludes.